requesting a contract review and price adjustment following the Middle East crisis. The other trio had resigned, yet they were forced to resign during the Easter weekend while still under police custody. Then the three accused persons would be charged in a court of law for various offenses. The three international oil companies, IOCs, in the so-called G2G arrangements are Saudi Aramco, they supply diesel and super petrol; Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, ADNOC, they supply diesel and jet fuel; and Emirates National Oil Company, ENOC, they supply super petrol. These IOCs supply and distribute fuel through 6 hand-picked local oil marketing companies. But what was being hidden from the public was the real culprits of this scandal. The team leader of this oil scandal is William Ruto, Felix Koskei, and the abroad-based expert, the CS for Energy and Petroleum, Mr. Opio Wandai. And a local company, which is a nominee of the International Oil Companies IOCs, awarded under the so-called G2G framework. While the crisis in the Middle East brought about the conflict of the USA and Iran, William Ruto saw a big business opportunity to fleece Kenyans, as he has always done. Kenyans will recall the Brazil maize scandal of 2009 when William Ruto was the Minister for Agriculture, and he was fired by the then Prime Minister, the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Truly, you can't change the character of a man. In the so-called G2G arrangement, Gulf Energy, William Ruto's proxy, via a letter dated 21st March 2026, addressed with then PS State Department of Petroleum, Mr. Liban Mohammed, confirmed their inability to supply fuel and triggered a delivery default. Note that Gulf Energy supplies 4 out of 6, or 67% of the monthly fuel cargoes, leaving the other 5 oil marketing companies to supply the balance of 20%, or 2 cargoes imported under the so-called G2G framework. Since the IOCs in the so-called G2G framework agreement could not evacuate fuel through Strait of Hormuz and had communicated their inability to perform their contractual obligations, triggering a delivery default, the 3 government officers invoked relevant provisions of the Petroleum Importation Regulations 2023 and implemented a government directive issued by the National Security Council Committee via a letter dated 9th March 2026, reference number OP CAB 3/55A, to explore and implement strategies